What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. Welcome to a new episode of the Entertainment Club. I am your host, James. I'm so glad that you guys are with me today. Man, I feel like it's been forever since we've been on it. Obviously, we're only on Saturdays, and we did not do a show last Saturday. So it is really, really cool to be back with you guys. So much stuff going on with the Entertainment Plug. A lot of stuff happening with UG Digital Podcast and Radio. So everybody still got all their podcasts going. A lot of stuff going on. We actually had a really good media week, kind of like over the last week and a half. So even though we didn't do a show, we were definitely out here. I know you guys saw Coco Brown on Transcending the Culture. You probably saw Kim Whitley on Transcending the Culture. We got to hang out with Coco Brown last week. We are kicking it with Kim Whitley tonight. Cleveland. So Kim Whitley is here in town. We will be with her tonight. So we probably will go live from the show. You guys will get to see her. I don't know how I'm gonna fix it so that y'all can maybe talk to her, but I'm trying to figure some stuff out. But nevertheless, I'm glad that you guys are with me. We have a really, really good show in store for you today. We have amazing artists with us. Everybody who watches this show and who listens to us on UG Digital Radio, which of course you guys can get UG Digital Radio on Apple Music. We are on TuneIn. We will be on Spotify very soon, so we're working that stuff out. And of course, TuneIn.com and UG Digital. You can listen to us live. So I know you guys know that I like to bring in up and coming artists, and we have an amazing artist with us today. A song was sent to me probably, it may have been about 2 weeks that I had it now. And, a publicist, very, very good publicist friend of mine, sent me a song. And I started listening to it, and I have not been able to put it down. So, I instantly said, okay, well, let's get her on the show. And of course, with it being the holidays, I've been trying to figure that out just with timing and everything. But we made it happen today. So I want you guys to help me to introduce or to welcome Rielle right here. Beautiful lady. We're going to make sure you guys have her website. If you guys check this website out, like, you are going to be stunned by the photos that are. I know when it was sent to me and I went on the website, I was just like, okay, we're using this for the flyer and this one. Did you actually happen to see the flyer that I sent?
I didn't even see the flyer.
Okay, I'm have to make sure that Tangi gets that to you because
Yes.
Listen, you have some beautiful pictures on there. Just out of curiosity, do you model as well, or?
I don't actually. It's not the first time that question's been asked to me.
I know it can't be because like you are beautiful.
Thank you. No, I don't model. My brother's a photographer, so whenever I do need a picture taken, I'm like, hey, and then
See,
we work
you
together.
got a professional photographer doing your pictures for you.
He's amazing. He's definitely amazing.
I can tell.
And I kind of just sit there and look in the camera or something. Like, I don't really I don't I mean, I don't mind modeling if I were asked to. I don't mind, but it's not something where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go model. Like,
Yeah.
no, yeah, but I wouldn't mind it.
Well, that is really, really awesome. Well, welcome to the Entertainment Plug. I like to consider everybody who comes in and anybody that's on the platform, I like to then consider them family. So anytime we can get you here on the Entertainment Plug, if I can get you on Transcendent Culture, if I can get you on any platform that is on this network that we have, it's done. Like, and anytime you feel like you need to get on or you want to get something out there or you just let us know or let your publicists know and all that stuff, we will get you on. So thank you so much for coming on.
For having me.
Again, just kind of going back to your single, Nothing But Love. I think it's an amazing track. I just think that the glow from it, the spirit that really illuminates from listening to this song and just the way that it makes you feel when you're listening to it. I think it's amazing. I think it's something that the culture needs. I think music needs that. It's a breath, like you're a breath of fresh air. So congratulations on that single. And I know this is not your first song or anything. It's just the first song that I. So kind of let everybody know first and foremost, who you are, how you got here, and that's what.
Okay. So first, I want to say thank you for having me. And to God be the glory. My name is Rielle. I started originally doing R&B, and the Lord has led me to gospel. So when I originally was doing that song, the beat was sent to me. It was actually like a reference track, and they were like, "We want you to sing it like this," and I was like, "I got to make it myself."
Yeah,
So the Nothing But Love was in there, and so I kept the Nothing But Love, and I just rewrote all the other lyrics. So I write, and I don't like, you know how in the industry they have like people write songs for you and stuff. I love all my stuff to come from me, so I know like okay, like I wrote this. I can
yeah,
testify about it. I can relate to it. I'm not just singing the words. And so that's where it came from. I heard the reference track, and at first I was kind of like, I don't know. Let me see what I can do with it. And I wrote it from scratch, and I kept Nothing But Love, but I also switched that around too, because
yeah.
I wanted it to be my own. And so that's where it came from. The inspiration from the song. Uh, well, normally when I write music, I just kind of write. The words just kind of flow to me. I
Yeah.
always say the beat is a song itself, and all I'm doing is adding lyrics to it. So writing the song, it wasn't hard for lyrics to flow to me. They kind of just came. My writing process before compared to my writing process now was I hear a beat, okay, well I know I'm right, I know I'm singing or I'm talking about love, and the words would just
Yeah.
kind of just flow to me. So I'd have a song that may be under like 30 minutes or an hour. Now, Nothing But Love it took me roughly like 2, 3 hours to finish writing that song.
Oh
And I
wow.
didn't want it to just be ordinary either. I wanted it to feel like 90s old school because I'm old soul at heart. I love old school 90s R&B. I mean, that's real music to me, you know?
Yeah.
And so compared to where I am now with my writing, I can't do it without God. I can't write without him. So if the song take 2 days, it's because he hasn't given me the words yet. Before I was doing it by myself. So that's where Nothing But Love came from.
I think that's amazing. I think that there's so much conversation that can be had just on the whole idea that you started off with R&B and then you went to gospel. And
Yeah.
I love to see I love to see more of us, but I think even more importantly, I love to see more young people who are really gravitating towards inspirational music and towards gospel music. The gospel industry to me has changed drastically
Yeah.
even over the last 5 years. When you look at like the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, like there's so much that has really come out of the gospel industry.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I don't know if your publicist told you, but like Fantasia is my cousin, and she does a lot of gospel
Yeah.
stuff like that. You just see more younger people now who are into gospel, which I think is drastically needed for our culture. Like, what was that like for you to transition from R&B, which I mean, obviously that's kind of more. I won't even necessarily say that it's more of the popular or
Hmm.
it's more of the popular genre, but there's so many of us who are really and truly into R&B music. Um, and you see more of us gravitating towards R&B music. Um, what took you like what kind of made you make that transition back the other way? Because a lot of times you'll see people start in gospel and then they'll move to R&B because they feel like it's going to get them out there.
Well, I started in R&B, and what transitioned me over to gospel was my relationship with God. Um, he
And
was very
actually, while you're talking, I'll throw this flyer up so that you can see it.
okay.
Actually, I want you to be alarmed when I throw it up, but I just want you to be able to see it. I'm gonna put it in the background. So
Okay, thank you.
okay, but you can go.
Um, he really called me to it, and I knew it was something that he called me to because I didn't want to do it, and I was hearing about it for months. I mean, I was working on this tape, and after a while, the more I drew closer to him, the more I felt like, dang, like maybe I could redo the tape. I honestly, I don't put my heart my everything into this tape. It's not even out yet. And I was like, Lord, I prayed. I was like, God, after this tape, do whatever you want with my music. And he wanted the tape. He was like, no, I want the tape. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was hard. I have to confess, it was very hard to give up because I knew how much I put into it. Um, and the flyer looks amazing, by the way. Thank
I was
you.
gonna, well, is you on there? Of course, it looks amazing. But I love that picture. Like when I saw it, I was just like, "Oh, that's perfect. Like that is perfect."
Thank you. Thank you. So the transition, it wasn't easy. Considering I had to give up the tape, it definitely was not easy. Considering that everything had to change, I couldn't do it without him. Like I had that avenue where it was like, okay, like I'm gonna write my music and I could do this and I could do that. But it was like, it really, I want to say it was a very important move because it helped stabilize my walk because I knew if I give up on seeking him, I forfeit everything.
Absolutely,
And I
absolutely.
couldn't do that. I just couldn't. So he knew exactly what it took to keep me. And I thank God for that because if I was still doing R&B and let's say like I backslid and I didn't want to serve God no more, I would have been like, okay, well, I still got my music, you know? But he has everything. And
Yeah,
he's become my everything. So
absolutely.
it helped me keep close to him. So the transition wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it. And it's still a process. I'm still waiting on him to drop lyrics. Lately, he's just been dropping certain lyrics, which is nothing I'm used to because the words just, they'll just come to me. And they're not like full songs. So it's like, okay, I got a lyric, I gotta wait on the rest. Or
Yeah,
I got something he'll drop on my spirit a song, but I don't have a beat for it, which I'm not used to. So it's definitely like he's doing something new. And yeah, but originally the transition, I didn't want to do gospel. Everybody was like, you should do gospel, you should do gospel. I was like, yeah, like not right now, like later on, I'll
yeah,
do it. But I knew the more I heard it, I knew God was saying like, yeah, it's time to switch over. And I was like, ugh. Until literally he came out his own mouth, or the mouth of his servant, at my church. Um, he was like, yeah, the Lord is gonna make you successful in R&B. And I was like, oh. And I'm like, all right. I was in my feelings for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I was in my feelings. I was like, God, like, come on, like, let's negotiate. Let's work something out.
you said let's
Um,
negotiate.
there was no
like what do you
negotiating.
what do you think it was? What was it that, or where do you think the fear came from in kind of making that transition or switching from R&B to that?
Um, I prayed, Lord, not my will, but your will be done. So it's not about me anymore.
Yeah,
So I can't do this. And where is he being glorified?
absolutely, absolutely.
So he's given me the gift to glorify him. I can't sing and do what I want to do. Like I can't. It's like he's giving me breath in my lungs. He's giving me my life, right? So I give and offer my body to him a living sacrifice. So whatsoever he asks me to do, I must be obedient to it, right? Um, my life is not my own. Like it's not about me. And that's a constant. I have to constantly remind myself, like, hey, like, girls, it's not about you, like, because we can get so consumed, especially just. I mean, we've become like a self-centered generation. It's about
Yeah,
us. It's about what we
yeah,
want. It's about how we feel. It's about, well, what about what God thinks? What about where God is taking you? What about His will for your life? And so the fear was, I know I have to do this. I don't really have a choice. I mean, I to some people they say you have a choice, but that choice looks like walking out on him, and I don't want to do that. So the fear came from, I have to serve him. I have to serve him, and I can't do it without him. So that's what I can say.
yeah. No, I think it's really dope. I think obviously is taking a stand for what you know is right and for what's in your heart, and where even still you feel like you really need to be, and it's something that's really serving you and your purpose. So I think it's really really dope. And the beauty with music and the industry now is that you really could do it all. Like there's been so much division and separation in terms of who does this kind of music and who does this kind of music, and you really could do all of it. I mean, shit. You can look at my cuz, and it's like she's doing everything. So I mean, you really can do it all, and I think that's to me that's really the beauty of it. And you don't have to be like categorized or pigeonholed anymore.
Yeah,
And again, you can live your dream and really be able to do, what you want to do still, but also serve God.
yeah.
Now, I think that's really, really dope. So, talk to me. How much easier do you feel like it has been, for you to really get motivated and create new music now that you have really made that switch and you know that you're doing, that you're really in purpose now and doing what you're supposed to be doing?
It hasn't been that easy.
Okay.
It hasn't been that easy. And it's been a process. It's not. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I remember when I was doing it the way I wanted to do it. I could just like
Yeah.
this. You
Yeah.
know, it's not easy when you're transitioning. You're used to doing something one way, and he's showing you a new way.
Absolutely.
It's like wait on me, and it's like you don't know how long you're gonna be waiting for,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but he's gonna show up.
Now, I think it's beautiful though. I think like we've gotten some really amazing music from you, but I feel like the best is yet to come now because you are in purpose and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and it's not supposed to be easy. Like it
No,
like it
it's not.
it's not supposed to be easy.
Not
It's
supposed.
supposed to be difficult, and you got to really work to get it done. But listen, the result I already know is going to be amazing. What do you feel as an artist? Like, what do you feel like you really want to represent with your new music that's going to be coming?
Truthfully, I just want it to be a shift from where the music is now.
Yeah,
You know, um, before I would just be like, man, I want people to hear my music. I know I'm good, this, and that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it still stands. I still want people to hear my music. I know it's good. But I want them to draw closer to God more than I want them to hear me. Like, I don't want them to hear me. I want them to hear Him. You know, and so because people can hear music and still be in bondage. They can hear music and be drawn back into things that the Lord tried to bring them out of, or the Lord already brought them out of. And the music now in the industry is very contaminated, very vulgar.
yeah,
Uh, and I thank God that He saved me from that because I didn't want to compromise,
yeah,
you know. And in that industry, I mean, in the industry period, I mean, there's even some shady things about the gospel industry as well. But you have to have a level of discernment to know and understand. Okay, Lord, not every good thing is a God thing. Just because
absolutely,
this door is open doesn't mean that's where you're taking me. You
absolutely,
know. So where I want my music to go is wherever He's leading it to,
absolutely.
whoever it can free, whoever it can deliver. Like I when I was listening to my tape, the old tape, um, I'm listening to lyrics and I'm like, man, this keeping people in bondage. Like I can't sing this. I can't have them repeating this because words are spirits.
Yeah, yeah,
The word of God is open declaration itself. His word says it's a sure word of prophecy. So if I have people declaring, oh, I'm going back, or I'm caught up, or I'm this and I'm that, and it's like, where are they getting set free? You know, you hear gospel songs that bring people out of bondage. You hear gospel songs that completely transform and change people's life, and it's because the spirit of God that's moving. You know, it's because of the spirit that the music is carrying, and so I want when they hear it for it to more so flush out what it is that's contaminated them,
right.
and wherever else the Lord wants to take it. I mean, I just want Him to get the glory out of it. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Now you are Haitian American, and you come from South Florida. Like, kind of talk about growing up there and how you were able to transition into music.
Well, my mom and my dad, they're both Haitian. I mean, I think we are the first Americans here born. Everybody else was born in Haiti and they just came after. Um, and it started in elementary school. Music for me. really did start in elementary school, and every time I look back on it, I'm like, man, that's so cool. But we had this rock band in elementary school. My teacher, his my old music teacher, his name is Mr. Goldberg. He was a and I believe he still is. He was in a rock band. So what was our like arts and special, like our music class was more so like he made it into a band. We sang Bon Jovi songs, went to performances, like so my first time performing was in front of a whole bunch of people, like, and you know, I was younger back then, so I wasn't scared. I had all this boldness and confidence, like I
Yeah.
walked out into the crowd and stuff. And then, you know, later on, it was kind of like, ooh, like people, cool, like, you know. And it really went from there. And I never thought to myself, I'm gonna be a singer. I
Yeah.
love to sing. I was like, yeah, I want to sing. I want to sing. But I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a criminal justice lawyer. I wanted to shut the courtroom down. Initially, I wanted to be a judge, but I found out that you had to be a lawyer before you wanted to be before becoming a judge. So I was like, man, I'll just be a lawyer. And in my head, like I had this dream I would tell my mom about all the time, and she would just look at me like, "Girl, they don't do that." I wanted to be like a singing court, like all rise and sing, like
Yeah.
girl, a dream, you
Listen,
know.
listen. Dreams come true.
That's
So
true. That's
dreams come true, and just because you didn't go that direction and you started and you're singing now, it
yeah,
doesn't mean that you can't go back to it if you decide that you want to go back to it. I think that's very inspiring. I mean, even just the thought that you wanted to become a lawyer and you wanted to become a judge.
yeah.
It happens. Literally, my sister is being sworn in as a judge this coming
That's
Tuesday.
amazing. That's amazing.
And she's been a magistrate for the last 3 years, and she's been a lawyer for forever. And she was in social work before that, and like dreams come true
They
for
do.
us. So it's like you really can do that, if you feel like you still want to do it. But I think that's amazing. Man, it's to have you in this industry. Like I think that there's so much that you're going to be able to do, not just for yourself, but for so many other people. And I know that that's really in your heart to be able to help somebody else and to be able to do some things for other people. So that is like super super dope. Sounds like you had an amazing upbringing, and I love when kids come up around the arts. So like I think that definitely it would seem to be that probably fueled a lot of your success and the things that you've been able to do. So I think that's dope.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I have to tell you that the most fun. Like my elementary school, it was just so much. Like every time I think about it, I'm like, bruh, y'all can't say nothing to me about y'all school. Like my music teacher, well, he had us at his cost. It was amazing. Like it's amazing. Every time I think about it, I'm like, God, you're so good. And I had this one teacher. Her name was Miss Lane. She was my math teacher, and she said to me, "If you don't use that gift, you're gonna lose it."
Mhm.
And I will never forget it till this day. It was PE. We was outside, and I think I was just out there singing. I would just be in my own little world singing or whatever. She came to me and she said, "If you don't use that gift, you'll lose it."
Mhm.
And it's stuck with me since. I promise, it's stuck with me since. It's made me like, oh snap, I don't want to lose this, you know.
Yeah.
And later on, like I was still singing. I was in choir, and but I still, even then, like I was never like, oh, I'm gonna be a singer. I was writing music. I still wasn't like, I'm gonna be a singer. I was like, I just sing. Like I just write music. This is cool. I was like make my videos on Instagram and stuff. And then
Yeah.
I went to school to study to be a lawyer. And COVID happened, came back, and I got reached out to by a friend of mine who would put together shows. So I stayed in Broward. She would put together shows in Miami.
Mhm.
And then I started performing, and I found out like, okay, this is cool. And I was performing like every week. Now it's back to back shows every week, every performance. People were coming. I'm talking to more people, being introduced to more people, getting noticed by more people. Um, a lot of opportunities started opening up, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a singer. And it just kind of went from there. I didn't look back. I didn't look back. So
No, I think that's really amazing. Your story is I know that it's going to be very inspiring, to so many people who are now getting to know who you are. I've seen a number of people pop in on this live. That's kind of the cool thing with being able to do these streams and go live and be on YouTube and Facebook is that people can pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out. But it's
Yeah.
like people are starting to get an idea of who you are, and I think it's really amazing. In terms of music, or even I'll say new music, what's kind of on the horizon, or when do you see more music coming?
I'm willing, God willing, praying that I have this tape because He's giving me a whole new tape. God willing, I'm praying that it's out by March or sooner. So I've just been writing, and whatever He gives me, we've been working on it together. Still have my moments where I'm like, Lord, let's negotiate, and He's like, and I'm like, okay, and move on. Just go ahead and move on. It's not gonna happen. I'm like, okay. So there are a lot of good things coming. I've really just been focused on this tape, um, and really just waiting for him to tell me like, hey, what's the next song? What are we doing? You know,
Yeah,
just waiting on him, and that's also a process because you have these moments where you're like, dang, people waiting on me, and I gotta do this, and people ask me when the music coming out, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and it's really like, well, I'm waiting on the Lord, so
absolutely.
y'all can wait with me. Y'all can wait with me.
No,
Uh,
that is super dope. Um, you got to take your time. Like
yes,
you have to take your time. Otherwise, people could tell when it's rushed.
that's
Um,
true.
and when you're just throwing something out there just to throw something out there. So I would much rather an artist take their time and wait and take their time
Yeah,
and then put something out that is just like good and
yeah.
than to just throw something out there and it's just like, yeah, all right, what's next?
Mm.
So no, I think that's dope. Who were your inspirations,
Hmm.
musically growing up?
Lauren Hill, Lauren
Like
Hill.
I'm clapping like I know her or something, but no, number one, she's on my bucket list. She's like at the top of my bucket
I
list.
love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her transition from where she was. Um, now she does gospel now, you
Yeah,
know, and she definitely talks about the Lord. She sings about Him, and she's just so educated. Um, and it's amazing. Her music is. I love her. I love Lauren Hill. I definitely. She's been like on the top.
hmm
Tori Kelly.
yeah,
Tori Kelly is good. Tori Kelly's amazing. Before she even transitioned to the gospel lane that she's in now, because she still does both. Um, her voice is like, whoa, you know. So Lauren Hill and Tori Kelly have definitely been like my main people. And Cher Lloyd, I don't really listen to her like that anymore, but initially when she first came out, she came out on, I believe it was America's Got Talent or
yeah,
something, and she remixed that song by Soulja Boy and made it her own. And so her authenticity is amazing. I love how she came out,
yeah.
created her own lane, like nobody could tell her nothing. I mean, she's on stage singing "Hop About the Bed, Turn My Swag On" and did it her own way. You can't tell me nothing about her. Like I've never seen nobody do that. So I love her authenticity. She's 100% original. So those are my top three. With Lauryn Hill, she got it. She definitely got it.
That's dope. That's dope. I love the fact I love the fact that you mentioned Tori Kelly too, because a lot of
Mhm.
people don't really talk about Tori Kelly, but
She's
Tori Kelly,
underrated. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they do my girl like that, but it's
yeah,
okay.
because she's really amazing.
She's amazing.
Now, who are your today artists? Like, who are you listening to today?
It still be old school. It still be Lauryn Hill.
Okay,
Those are still my today artists. I mean, well, not Cher Lloyd anymore, but Lauryn Hill, Tori Kelly,
yeah,
um, just gospel. I really just put on gospel. I wouldn't say I have a specific artist that I'm inclined my ears to now.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I just listen to whatever comes to my mind. If a song stuck in my head, I play it. Uh, but I mainly listen to gospel now. I pour my ears with music that'll feed my spirit,
yeah.
feed my soul. And then I have my moments where I'm like, ooh, I need to listen to some old school, and I put on that my little old school jams, like what's a good old school jam? What You Want by Maze. Tell me what you want from me. Them like, you know, them songs right there, they just hit a little different.
Yeah.
Or ooh, say what, say like
Uh-oh.
that's that's music.
Yeah.
That's real
Yeah.
music. That's real music.
Yeah. So
But
so
I
so you,
definitely give myself a boundary for how much I listen to.
I was gonna say, so you are into the like the 90s
Oh
phase.
yes. I'd be like, Lord, like you knew I was supposed to be there. What happened?
Yeah.
What's going on? Music back then was different. It was a
Yeah.
different era. Even when you heard R&B music, I don't curse in my well, I definitely don't curse in my songs now, but even before I transitioned to gospel, I didn't curse in my music. It was just pure soul for me. I never felt comfortable cursing. Like I just now I had a potty mouth back then, but but it came to my music
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
Um, and when you hear old school R&B back then, it wasn't vulgar. It wasn't provocative. I mean, if you caught what they were saying, you caught what they were saying.
Right.
But it was feel good music, and I love that. So right now with the R&B, the it's definitely shifted. I mean, it's still good. It's still good. I mean, it sounds good, but it's more vulgar. It's more provocative.
Right.
So it's like I don't really want to hear this no more. You know. Summer Walker dropped this one song really good.
Yeah.
Heart of a Woman,
Yep.
and the very sound. I was like, this is 90s. Like y'all got it. Finally, I finally felt like, okay, you guys got it. It's
Yeah.
90s. I wish she ain't cussing it, but it's good. It's
Yeah.
it's it's the beats and what she brought to it
Uh-huh. I
that
feel
give it
like
that feel.
a lot of artists today are really starting to pick up on kind of the essence of
Yeah,
some of the music of the 90s and even a little bit of the early 2000s. But I love
definitely
I love
2000s.
to be able to see like how now a lot of those artists who were out in the 90s are finding ways to kind of make that comeback and touring. Like obviously you have the Escapes and you have the SWBs who are out there and like really killing it on the touring circuit right now.
Yeah,
So,
there's that one group. I believe their name is Flow. It's like three girls. If you don't know them, then when we get done, listen to them.
yeah,
I don't listen to them enough. They're R&B. I don't believe there's any cursing in it, but I've heard like two or three songs,
yeah,
and it's like okay, like they give like that Destiny Child's feel, but they're underrated.
yeah. But it's a lot of artists back then. They didn't really need to do that. Like
Yeah.
they didn't need to be
Hmm.
excessively vulgar and cursing and all that stuff. So now,
Yeah.
no, I think you're right. I wish that music could kind of go back to that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously things have to change, but it would be cool to see that again, though. But I think that also is why a lot of the past artists, like the '90s artists, like why they've been able to find that success again because people really miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Um, so I know you said that new music is possibly, hopefully gonna come like around March. So that's only a few months from now. What other things do you have going on that you're working on that we can talk about or that you want to get out there?
Oh, right now I was vlogging. I have my journey vlogs on my YouTube. So it's just the transition of, well, not really the transition, but more so like the documentary, I guess. I'm not sure if I use that word right, but
Yeah,
of my process in the studio. And it gets like the behind the scenes footage. And so I just recently got a camera, so I have a lot of that coming out. And it has more so like my old music. I believe I have like one video on there that's talking about my transition where I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to gospel. But I haven't. Well, I did record my last studio session. I did record. I just didn't drop it because I feel like I needed more. So I guess to just look forward to some more journey vlogs. It's called The Journey. It's on my YouTube page. And I drop a lot of studio sessions behind the scenes of what's going on, what's taking place. I truthfully, I haven't really been on the media like that. I mean, I got back on for the holidays, just post my Christmas family pictures and then get off. But I've taken this time for myself to just hear what it is that God wants me to do and not move without Him telling me, not just be out because I want to be out, not just do things because I want to do things, but to make sure that every step I take is because He's called me to it.
Yeah.
Um, so right now, I mean, look forward to hearing about the Word of God because that's what I got for right now, and that's always enough. So
Listen, I was just getting ready to say that is always enough.
always enough.
It's always enough. You're definitely enough. I'm super super grateful for you taking the time out and really talking, and I love the transition. So I'm really really looking forward to seeing hearing the new music. I'm gonna keep on playing this nothing but love, but I'm gonna
It be
keep on
it be stuck in their head. It be like nothing. I have
right.
friends who call me and they be like nothing but love. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I've been saying, and you kind of put this idea back in my head again. I've been saying I want to create something where we can get artists, like even when we do these streams, like we can get artists to maybe kind of set up and maybe kind of have a little band or something behind them and
Oh
actually
yeah, like a tiny
perform
desk.
and actually just perform, do a song or
Yeah,
two or something
that's
like that. I think
amazing.
that would be really really dope. So I'm getting ready to have a conversation with Tangi about that because
That's amazing.
we
That
got
is
to figure that out so that we can get you to perform, two songs for us, for the people watching. I think this has been really, really dope. I appreciate you so much for taking the time. Like, it's people like you who make it possible for people like me to be able to do this. So do not take it lightly. Like, I am truly grateful for you taking the time. Again, you are family, so you cannot get out of coming back on any of our platforms. You got to come on. How active are you with social media?
well, I haven't been on there as of recently.
Okay,
Um, but
but you get
beginning
on
of
time to time though.
yeah, I come on time to time. I pop in like, hey y'all, still alive, and then I
Okay, that's
disappear.
cool. And I
Um,
just asked too because we sometimes we do lives and we do certain we might do have a conversation on Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
With
Well, I definitely be interested in that. You can always send me information. I'll come on. But as concerning the new year, I'm looking to be more active, more content, God willing again, because, I make my plans, but He orders my steps. So, God willing, more content, my tape, Lord, and hopefully some music videos. That's what I've really been looking forward to, doing some music videos. Um, so, yeah, really, wherever the Lord leads me. Y'all see me.
I think that that's dope. And I should have asked you, how was Christmas?
Christmas was great. Christmas was
That's
great.
good.
Me and my best friend got each other the same shoes because we've been best friends for so long. I guess we like all the same stuff. We unpacked our gifts and noticed that we both got each other New Balances, and I was like, no way. And it
That's
was funny.
cool.
It was nice. It was great. It was very much around family. And then I flew out to Houston the day after, and I've been with a friend of mine here, so we've just been hanging out.
Now that is really really cool. Well, I'm glad you had a great holiday. I'm glad. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to connect with you and really speak with you about your music, your transition, with where you're going in the future. And I'm looking forward to new music coming. So I will definitely, obviously be in touch with Tangy, but we're gonna keep an eye out on YouTube and we're gonna get you on some lives and do some stuff like that. And whenever you're ready, just hit us. I'm ready to get you on. So thank you so so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. You have a good day.
You as well. Bye bye.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. It's been a really, really good past week. So just kind of touching on some things and some of the stuff that we've been able to do over the past week and a half. Of course, Christmas was a couple days ago, so I hope you guys had a good holiday. I really did. I did a whole bunch of nothing, so that was really really cool. Family was good. Everybody had a good time. Hopefully, you guys did too. Um, if you guys have not had a chance, you can go to UG Digital or UGD podcasting and radio.info. So that's UGDIGITALPODCASTINGANDRADIO.info. UGD podcasting and radio.info. If you go to that, you can catch all of our past streams. So we had Coco Brown on last week. We had Kim Whitley on last week. We got a chance to hang out with Coco a little bit last week, and we'll be with Kim Whitley tonight at her show. So make sure that you guys get on the website and check some of those streams out, check the videos out so that you can see some of the stuff that's been happening. We got Real Talk with Reese coming up today at noon, so make sure that you guys are on the website so that you can catch that live. Reese has got Melanated Mysteries coming in. If you're here in Cleveland, if you know who they are, then you'll definitely see that. So make sure you guys check that out. Of course, you can hit up ugdigital.com. Definitely some new material, new content there, and a lot more stuff coming. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Rielle. We will have more with her coming up. And of course, you can go back and catch this stream at ugdpodcastingradio.info. I appreciate you guys with the comments and everything. And yeah, appreciate you guys with all of the comments. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. Transcending the Culture is back on January 8th. We have Artinka Tierra book. So she's going to be on Transcending the Culture January 8th. Let's see, we got quite a few people booked for some of the shows. Some people coming up for the entertainment plug. Definitely a lot of stuff going on. So make sure that you guys are tuned in and keeping up with us. And of course, on social media, you can follow me at Authentically James on Instagram. I am James Grant on X. And of course, at the entertainment plug for this podcast. And that's it. So I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good rest of the morning. And we'll be back on here at noon for Real Talk with Reese. See you guys.